Expedition Bigfoot has now concluded its 6th season, and for many fans, the thrill of the hunt has left them eager for more. Yet, as the weeks have turned into months, there has been nothing but silence from the network and the cast about whether the show will return. This lack of information has fueled speculation across social media and fan forums, with some fearing that their favorite cryptid hunting series might have reached its end. The question on everyone's mind is simple. Has Expedition Bigfoot Season 7 been cancelled, or is another season still on the horizon? As of this moment, there has been no official statement confirming a 7th season. Neither Discovery Channel nor Travel Channel, the two networks responsible for airing the series, have said a word about a renewal. To some, that silence feels ominous. But long-time viewers who follow the show closely know that this is not unusual. In the past, the network has often waited until just a few weeks or months before a premiere to make an announcement. The absence of news, therefore, does not automatically mean that Expedition Bigfoot has been cancelled. It might simply mean that any decision is still under wraps. The pattern of past seasons suggests there is still a reason to believe. Expedition Bigfoot has maintained a fairly steady release schedule since its debut, with seasons premiering in either January or August, both prime windows for the kind of high-stakes, outdoor exploration programming that networks like Discovery thrive on. Season 4 dropped in August 2023, followed by Season 5 in August 2024. Season 6 shifted slightly, premiering in January 2025, but still kept within the established rhythm. If history is any indication, there is a strong chance that if Season 7 is happening, it could be announced this summer for an August or early fall release. That would mean there's still plenty of time for the network to break its silence. Of course, Expedition Bigfoot is not like producing a sitcom or talk show where filming can happen on a soundstage at any time. The series depends on long, grueling shoots in remote wilderness areas, which in turn depend on seasonal weather patterns, daylight hours, and the availability of specific crew members and experts. If the team wanted to capture new evidence under certain environmental conditions, say, during a particular migration period, or in a season when Bigfoot sightings spike, that could require waiting months for the right window to begin filming. Any such delay would naturally push back the premiere schedule. Then there's the logistical side. A show like Expedition Bigfoot is a complex operation involving dozens of people: camera crews, sound engineers, survival experts, location scouts, researchers, and safety teams, not to mention the core cast members, Mireya, Bryce Johnson, and Russell Acord. Coordinating all of these moving parts takes time, and when the team is venturing into areas with minimal infrastructure, even basic needs like transportation, supplies, and communications equipment require meticulous planning. If any of those elements hit a snag, it could easily delay filming without necessarily signaling that the show is in trouble. There's also the business side to consider. Even with solid ratings, every season of television is subject to negotiations between the production company and the network. Budget adjustments, advertising considerations, and competing programming schedules all play a role in determining when, or if, a new season moves forward. In the case of a specialized series like Expedition Bigfoot, the network might also be weighing whether to change the show's direction, bring in new technology, or expand the scope of the search to new locations. All of that could lead to extended pre-production periods that fans experience as an unnerving silence. What makes this wait even more tantalizing is the complete blackout on the cast's personal channels. Mireya, known for sharing her fieldwork adventures, has posted nothing that hints at a new Expedition Bigfoot mission. Bryce Johnson, whose enthusiasm and skepticism balance the team's dynamics, has been equally quiet. Russell Acord, often the most grounded and pragmatic voice on the show, has avoided dropping even a sly hint. While this lack of information might fuel rumors of cancellation, it could also be evidence of something far more exciting: the presence of a strict non-disclosure agreement. If filming is already underway, it would not be unusual for the team to be prohibited from sharing anything until the network's official reveal. Fans, meanwhile, are torn between anxiety and hope. On forums, Reddit threads, and Facebook groups, speculation runs rampant. Some argue that the network would never drop one of its most talked-about paranormal shows without fanfare. Others worry that a lack of major new evidence in recent seasons could make executives reluctant to invest in another round of costly expeditions. And then there are the hopeful theorists who believe the silence could mean the crew has found something game-changing, something the network is keeping under wraps until they can build the perfect publicity storm. It's important to remember that Expedition Bigfoot is more than just a paranormal reality show. Over 6 seasons, it has managed to thread the needle between entertainment and a genuine scientific-style field investigation. By combining advanced tracking technology, drone surveillance, environmental analysis, and expert testimony, it has given viewers a version of Bigfoot hunting that feels more grounded than the usual campfire story fare. That approach has earned it a loyal audience and a credibility that few cryptid hunting series achieve. Ending it abruptly would risk alienating a core group of viewers that Discovery and Travel Channel have spent years cultivating. Given all these factors, the production complexity, the strategic silence, the network's history, the devoted fanbase, and the unique niche the show occupies, the odds still seem in favor of Expedition Bigfoot returning for a 7th season. Whether it happens in August, January, or even later in 2026, the show's absence right now feels more like a pause than a conclusion. For the moment, the hunt is suspended in a kind of limbo. The forests are quiet. The cameras are dark. But Expedition Bigfoot has always thrived in the spaces between certainty and mystery, between what is known and what is still hidden. The silence could simply mean that somewhere, far from the reach of cell towers and Wi-Fi, the team is already back in the field, following tracks, setting up cameras, and waiting for a glimpse of something extraordinary. If and when they return to our screens, the mystery will continue. Until then, the legend waits in the shadows. And so do we. For years, Expedition Bigfoot has stood out in the crowded field of paranormal and cryptid television by blending adventure, cutting-edge technology, and legitimate scientific inquiry. While many shows about Sasquatch rely on blurry photos and campfire stories, this series takes a different approach, using forensic methods, thermal imaging, and data analysis to separate myth from potential reality. As the debate over Bigfoot's existence continues, Expedition Bigfoot presents compelling evidence that keeps even skeptics intrigued. Here's why the show remains one of the most fascinating and scientifically grounded investigations into the legendary creature. 1. A team of credible experts, not just believers. Unlike other cryptid shows that feature amateur enthusiasts, Expedition Bigfoot is led by a team of professionals with backgrounds in primatology, biology, and survival expertise. Dr. Mireya, a renowned primatologist and former National Geographic explorer, brings a scientific lens to the investigation, analyzing potential Bigfoot behavior through the study of known great apes. Bryce Johnson, as the show's resident interviewer and researcher, Johnson approaches witness testimonies with a critical eye, distinguishing between credible accounts and folklore. Russell Acord, a former military survival expert, Acord assesses physical evidence, such as tree breaks and footprints, using forensic tracking techniques. This combination of expertise ensures that the show doesn't just chase shadows, it evaluates evidence with legitimate scientific scrutiny. 2. High-tech tools used in the search. Expedition Bigfoot doesn't rely solely on eyewitness accounts. Instead, it employs advanced technology to detect anomalies in the wilderness. LiDAR drones. These aerial scans map terrain and identify potential structures or movements that human eyes might miss. Thermal imaging, used to detect heat signatures in dense forests, ruling out known animals and highlighting unexplained figures. Infrasonic sensors. Bigfoot is often linked to deep, guttural vocalizations. The team uses specialized audio equipment to capture low-frequency sounds that may not be audible to humans. DNA analysis. Hair samples and other biological materials are sent to labs for genetic testing, sometimes yielding unknown or primate-like results. These tools elevate the search beyond mere speculation, providing tangible data that could one day lead to a breakthrough. 3. Unexplained evidence that challenges skeptics. Over the seasons, Expedition Bigfoot has documented numerous encounters that defy easy explanation. Gigantic footprints, casts of footprints measuring up to 18 inches long, with dermal ridges, fingerprint-like patterns that are difficult to hoax. Strange vocalizations, recordings of howls and growls that don't match any known North American wildlife. Thermal anomalies, humanoid-shaped heat signatures moving through forests with no clear explanation. Tree structures, large, deliberate formations of bent trees. Some theorize these could be territorial markers or shelters. While none of these findings conclusively prove Bigfoot's existence, they do present legitimate questions that mainstream science has yet to fully address. 4. The bigger scientific question: could an undiscovered primate exist? Even if Bigfoot itself remains unproven, Expedition Bigfoot raises a fascinating scientific possibility. Could a large, intelligent primate still evade discovery in North America? Historical precedent, new species, including large mammals like the okapi and the saola, were only confirmed in the last century. Vast wilderness areas. North America has millions of acres of dense, unexplored forest where a reclusive creature could remain hidden. Indigenous legends. Nearly every Native American tribe has stories of wild men, suggesting a long-standing cultural recognition of something beyond myth. The show doesn't ask viewers to blindly believe, it invites them to consider the evidence and draw their own conclusions.